my name is Denise Nurse. I am many things in this life. Um, Currently, I am a business and life coach, working one-on-one with mainly female entrepreneurs who are looking to grow and scale their businesses. And I'm also a television presenter, and I currently present Escape to the Country for the BBC, which involves me gallivanting around the British countryside, showing beautiful homes to people and helping them fulfill their dreams. Outside of those two kind of work interests, I am a former recovering lawyer. So I have been a commercial solicitor in my time, and I'm a mother to two adult stepchildren and my little boy who is 10 um, and about to go to big school next year.
When you decided you wanted to work with me, what were the kind of challenges that you were experiencing back then?
It was the time of change for everybody, literally everybody across the globe, because it was during the period of the pandemic. And for me personally, I had grown and scaled and sold my legal business that I had been running for 13 years with my very good friend. And we had achieved what we wanted to achieve. We'd sold this business, and I was meant to be having a year off, traveling the world and relaxing. And then the pandemic hit. And at that point, as I say, the whole world was changing and everyone was thinking about what to do next. One of the things that I turned to personally for me was coaching as something that had been really fundamental at different points in my life as I was having new identity shifts. So I decided to lean back on that again. But this time, I wanted to experience coaching in a different way. So I was looking for someone to help me perform at a level I didn't even know was possible for me. I've always thought of myself as a big thinker. So I was quite specific about looking for that. And I wanted to deep dive into the experience. So I'd had short experiences of coaching where maybe you have 6 sessions over a long period of time. I've been in group settings, I've been in online Zoom settings with different coaches. But I really wanted to know what it was like to be fully immersed and work very closely with one person for a chunk of time and to see what that would do for me. And I was also at that point embarking on my own coaching journey. So that was when I was going through my own certification to become a coach. And if I was going to practice it, I wanted to experience it. So lots of things going on, but essentially it was identity change and wanting to see myself perform at a higher level.
So I'm curious because obviously you knew about coaching coming into this. That said, was there any, before you made the commitment to the work, was there any sense within you of, I know I need this, but was there any doubt or indeed any skepticism even coming into it?
If there was there any doubt, I think I was very sure this is what I wanted to do for me. And if there would have been any doubt, it would have been, oh, who do I choose and what do I focus on and how do I make a decision out of all the coaches and all the places you can go? So I dealt with that by making a decision and just going with it, trusting my gut.
What was your experience like of the coaching process?
Intense. Um, yeah, we, we met for 2 hours at a time, which is longer than I'd ever sat down with anyone, I don't think, regularly, unless it was one of my friends in my childhood. So it's quite a shift in relationship. It was also during the period of the pandemic, so I was at home more. It was just a very strange time anyway. So I was at home a lot. Everything in the world was intense. And then I gifted myself this regular 2 hours to talk about me. And while that felt exciting and what I wanted to do over an extended period of time, it's intense because sometimes all sorts of things come up and you're not always sure where it's going to go. So the process was um, challenging. It was enlightening. And it was a gift to myself.
What actually really changed for you, both internally and externally, as a result of our work together?
I developed a question that I repeated throughout the process, which was, what do I want? It's almost what brought me there. What did I want? What did I want? Where did I want to be? What did I want? What did I want? And really trying to get in touch with this desire and not being sure what it was. And what emerged from the work was a clarity about the creativity within me that I really wanted to express, that hadn't really been owning or even noticing. It had been sitting like on the shelf as this little thing, like, oh yeah, that's a nice thing I used to do. It was fun. And then it was covered in layers of blankets and reasons for why I wasn't doing it that all felt very real. And what emerged from the work was, I think, without me even noticing, at some point I'd taken off lots of those covers and layers, and what was left was just this thing I wanted to do without any restriction. And at that point, it it did what I think coaching does best, because there was not even a decision that had to be made. I was then just able to seamlessly, it seems now, if I tell the story, go and take my life off in a direction that I'd wanted to, and it became really easy. It wasn't a decision. I didn't have to write a 10-step process. I didn't have to map out all these steps. I just naturally did the things I needed to do, and the doors opened, and off I am going. And that was, while I suppose we talked about at the beginning, what did I come into this for? And I wanted to perform at a level, and I had my idea about what that was going to be. I had an idea about what that meant and what it would look like. And what emerged didn't look like what I thought, but it's been really important because it's so in tune with who I am and what I want to be and create in the world. So that's what I got out of this year of coaching, and that level of intensity. It was completely different to what I thought I was going to get out of it, but it's been brilliant.
Oh, that's interesting. And in terms of anything tangible?
So the tangible was, I had, as I mentioned, I've been a lawyer. I've been running a legal business. I'd been an entrepreneur. I'd been through a business sale process, and I was about to become a coach and set up a new business. And in my previous life, 9 years before the coaching, or 7 years at that point, I had been a television presenter and had a side of my life where I was creative. And whilst there was part of me wanted to do that again, it felt like that was a big ask, because it had been such a long time since I'd done that. And I wasn't quite sure how I would re-enter that world. And I had more doubts about it than I realised. And what's happened is I've gone back into my presenting world. So I have a role on a national show on the BBC called Escape to the Country. It's broadcast on the BBC, and I'm a part of the presenting collective again. I've been back in the role for 2 years. I love the job, absolutely love it. I love the team I work with. I get to travel again, and that's something that really lights my fire. It's one of my things that excites me. So I travel for my work, I meet new people. And I'm working on producing some of my own ideas. So I started talking with various potential collaborators and researching and interviewing people for some of my own programs that I would like to produce. So that's come about through this work as well. And I did launch my coaching business, and happily am building that alongside my presenting career. And I've decided to keep the both because I enjoy the both. So while I had an idea of what I thought high performance would be, in terms of my idea about coaching, this is exactly what I expect from coaching, that you don't actually know what's going to come out of it, even when you think you're going in because I want to run faster or whatever it is. You've got like this specific objective.
Mm.
I've got a coach because I want to win gold at the Olympics or whatever it is, your thing. And in this world, I have a coach because I want to achieve XYZ goal. My experience of coaching has always been that what would be seemingly unexpected comes out of it. So I always go into it expecting that. And I think I remember saying that to you right at the beginning, because one of the things you asked me is about what am I wanting to achieve, what am I expecting, and it's like, kind of open to. I have some ideas, but for me, this process is always about it unlocking things that I don't even know are there or that I want to do, and creating that. So yeah, it's the expected, unexpected, I guess, for
Mm.
me.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
It's not a surprise. It's what I expect coaching to do.
Yes, and I think that was always what was interesting for me working with you, because I don't coach coaches. So it was interesting having you coming in with that coaching perspective, which is quite different from everybody else that I've coached. So from my perspective, that was also very interesting to work with too. My final question is, if there is somebody listening to this that is considering working with me and is perhaps skeptical in some way or sitting on the fence, what would you say to them right now?
I would say get on the phone with you, have a call with you. It's the only way to do it. We can sit and think. It's back to the power of coaching. And as a great coach, you will help them make a decision. So there's nothing to be gained from sitting on the fence. They just need to decide, do they want this now or do they not? And as a great coach, you will be there for them whichever way it goes. So why not take the opportunity to have that conversation with you and figure it out?
Nice. Yeah, simple, direct. Perfect. Is there anything else that I should be asking you, or anything else that you want to share that I've missed?
Sure, yeah. I think working with you, when I think about the kind of overall themes of what I learned along the way and your style of coaching, um, there was well, maybe I'm a coaching geek, but there's a great space for looking at the paradigm within which I see the world and the systems within which I'm operating, and helping me to shift beyond that. And I'd say that was what I took away as quite unique in the way you do your execute your work, and taking me through what I think can be some kind of complex things to think about, and really breaking it down and guiding me through and giving me different perspectives and kind of gently working me out of. It's like being locked in a box and you know you're in there and you're trying to help me see a new perspective outside it, but we have to get me outside of the box first. And your work does that. And I think you also bring some variety and some fun, and you will give me challenges and things to do, and some things that may seem right out of the comfort zone. And there was always space to do that, to have some fun as well. And I think the thing I've taken out of working with you in particular is I think you're a great coach for creatives. I think that's how I would personify you. And I think that's what you brought out of me. You're a great coach for creatives, for tapping into that creative side and what we can do and what's possible and what we can create. And if there's something sitting there, the thing that we're not wanting to do, so we might think of ourselves as a creative and out there, but the thing that we're hiding and not wanting to do, you can help us get that out.